Well, joining us now to discuss is Florida Republican Congresswoman Kat Cammack. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Hey, thank you so much, Jen. Good to see you.
You know, unfortunately, there's been not enough transparency. There's been a lot of spin coming from this administration. And now you have this phone call, and it's so ironic to see this. You know, if it had been President Trump making this phone call, they'd be calling for his impeachment. Don Jr. even tweeting, he said, using the orange man bad standard, this seems like a really impeachable phone call. Your thoughts?
Well, I think Jen Psaki better circle back on her statement. I tell you what, they are doing so many circles. I'm getting dizzy. They are trying real hard to spin their way out of this. But I think the American people see through this. They've not only got a major deception debacle that they're facing, as evidenced by the fact that this administration, you have Secretary Blinken, Secretary Austin, directly contradicting Biden over and over and over again. But then, you know, you hear directly from the horse's mouth in that they have a perception. Be it true or not, we have to change the perception to get people to buy into this. That is ludicrous. I agree wholeheartedly with Don Jr. Had this been a Trump presidency, the media would be calling for heads to roll. They would have been calling for impeachment. But the nerve of the White House press secretary to say that she's not going to weigh in on a private conversation. I'm sorry, but when you're the commander in chief, there is no such thing as a private conversation with another world leader when American lives have been lost because of the deception that has transpired. And to talk about how things have collapsed over a series of time, they knew then. The transcript proves that they knew that they didn't have it under control. And it's not like this was months and months ago. This was July. It just is September, the beginning of September.
And it really makes you wonder, too. It makes you question the other information that they're giving out. You know, we've heard numbers as to how many Americans are still in Afghanistan. They're trying to tell us they didn't really want to leave. They want to stay back. That seems questionable at best. And your colleague in the Senate, Lindsey Graham, he says he believes there could be perhaps thousands of Americans remaining there. What is your thought on that and the challenges that we face now trying to get these people to safety outside of Afghanistan?
You know, I can tell you the last 2.5 weeks have been absolutely horrific for my team. You know, they have been working 24-hour shifts, not 9 to 5s, 24-hour shifts where we have people working through the night, taking in emails and phone calls from people all around the country whose families have been left behind in Afghanistan. I know in our office, we have American citizens that have reached out to us because other congressional offices have just stopped answering their phones. And I simply said, all right, if we know that we have American citizens in our office, from our district, from our state, from around the country that are calling us, why can't we get every other congressional office working these issues to release their numbers? Because clearly this administration doesn't want to share information. I don't even think that they know how many they have left behind. They're in such disarray. And so if we can numbers, we can actually get a baseline of what we're dealing with and how many we have to get out.
And I want to ask you really quickly, we don't have a lot of time left, but Kevin McCarthy, who wanted the names of the 13 fallen troops to be read on the House floor, Pelosi and other Democrats, they blocked that. What does that say about their intent to move beyond this catastrophe in Afghanistan and move forward and forget?
They're doing everything they can to turn the page on this. They don't want one more word mentioned about Afghanistan. You know, so Nancy's going to continue to neglect the real situation that Americans care about, the fact that we have left people behind. This administration has left Americans on the battlefield. They are looking at another Benghazi 2.0, and they will do anything they can to turn the page. You saw other major news outlets only talking about the Texas abortion bill that just passed, and zero about Afghanistan. I think it's incumbent upon us, the true blue Americans, you know, that really care about these issues, that never want to see anyone left behind. We have to be screaming from the top of the mountain that we will not leave an American behind. We have got to make sure all Americans, Republicans and Democrats, are on the same page, hold these people accountable, Nancy, Biden, and the entire crew.
Well, I know you won't let them forget, and we certainly won't either. Congresswoman Kat Cammack, really great to have you on the show tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.